Hello and welcome to Tuner Tips by Todderbert. Today we're going to talk about batteries. Rechargeable batteries, lithium-ion batteries, nickel metal hydride batteries, different chargers, and kind of help you out what you should pick, what you should do, different prices to expect. So we're going to get started. We're going to talk about the BL-5C battery. BL-5Cs are very popular in those smaller rechargeable radios and different devices. So I'm going to move some of these out of the way and we'll give a talk on those. First, we'll talk about the charger. Now, I had a problem with my 810 Audio Max radio. It wouldn't charge batteries. So I found a product on eBay for $5.95 called a YiBo universal battery charger with USB output. And I figured $6, give it a shot. From China. It didn't take long to get here, about 2 weeks, and I was surprised to see it. And yeah, it charges the BL-5C. So let's go ahead and open this up. Okay, so comes a little sleeve, and it's pretty lightweight. It doesn't feel substantial, but it does the job. So here's how it's designed. You get two little prongs. They're not adjustable, they're fixed. And your battery, we'll take this one for example, goes right in like this and locks in. And it has a fold out AC, and you plug this in. It charges the battery. If we look here on the bottom, it has an input, your variable 100 to 240 volts. Output for the battery is 4.2 volts at 350 milliamps plus or minus 50 milliamps, and then a output on the USB port of 800 milliamps. So you can do some USB charging also. I'd probably do one or the other. I wouldn't want to overload the device and burn it out too quickly. So it does get warm, not hot to the touch, but it does get warm as it charges the battery. This lights up blue, and we'll show you. I'll plug it in without the battery. So here we got an outlet here, and we'll line this up here, plug it in, and it's blue. It means it's ready for a battery. These might be charged, but I think it's going to go ahead and peak them anyway. So we'll put one in, changes to a red color. Okay, so I want to explain this charger to you. This charger is a basic peak charger, and if you do some research on lithium-ion batteries and chargers, you'll find out that on the cheaper, inexpensive chargers, they work off a peak. And what that means is it'll sense the voltage of the battery until it reaches about 4.2 to 4.3 volts. And once it hits that threshold, it stops completely. And that is typically an 80% charge on the battery. It's a quick charge. Typically this would take about an hour, hour and a half when it's completely depleted. So you have an idea of charge time. Typical, with using the radio, plugging it in, it was taking like 12 hours, almost 18 hours to charge this battery. I don't know if it was just a defect of the radio. I just couldn't trust the charging circuit on my radios. So I trust this one actually a bit better. Found out that 80% peak charging is okay, but it does shorten life of the battery over the long haul. But I'll be honest with you, I think I got these two gold packs for like $4 each. I bought two for $8. Right now I looked on eBay, they're around $6, $6.50 a piece. So they are pretty good. When I'm using this charger, they're great. There's different kinds, different radios. Like this one here is a 1020 cell. This one here is about similar to this battery, even though this is 2450. That's just a marketing gimmick. This battery is probably equal to like a 1020 cell. Just want to give you a heads up. You don't have to go out of your way for this. It's just maybe has a slight edge, maybe an extra half hour, maybe an extra hour of playtime on most devices. Then I have a Nokia branded battery. This is an original 1020 cell, and this one here gets great runtime. It exceeds the gold packs, it exceeds any of these Chinese generics by about an hour, hour and a half runtime. And that means when I say runtime, I'm comparing it to a TIV Dio, say 115 recording radio programs. So I get about 10 or 12 hours of record time and also audio time at the same time, because you're listening to your program and recording at the same time. So it does take a lot of energy, but you get a lot of time out of this battery. and you get about 8 hours or so on the gold packs. And similar to the ones that come with the TIV-DO, this is the 1000 milliamp hour battery that comes with the TIV-DOs. Great battery. This one I haven't been able to see for sale. It might be out there now, I don't know. I see the 1020s all the time, but this one here actually is better than those 1020s. It runs about an extra hour, hour and a half. And then you got the low on a totem pole, 600. Yeah, if you got this battery, ditch it. Get the high capacity one. This one actually is, the 600 equals 6 hours. I mean, I get about 6 hours and it's gone. So yeah, definitely not as good as the others. So that gives you an idea there on those batteries. Yeah, but keep in mind, it peaks. And once it peaks, it shuts off and you have that 80% charge. And you're wondering, Todderbert, why, does that matter? Well, over the long haul, if you wanted these batteries to last a long time, you had a better charger. I don't know if there's any out there or not. If you guys know of one, let me know, that charges these batteries. There's what they call saturation charge on the lithium ion. So as it goes through, and I think the better camera chargers for the camera batteries do a better job at doing the peaking and then the saturation charge. Saturation charge, it actually lowers the amount of amperage going to the battery. As the voltage lowers, it lowers the amperage going to the battery, and it does a saturation charge to bring the battery up to full 100%. As you see, it says it's already peaked because it's already at high voltage. So this battery is already charged. So that's great, just so you know that the difference between peak chargers and peak and saturation chargers. So to get the most out of the battery, if you can try to find one of those chargers, that might be the best. But I'll be honest with you, like I said before, these are cheap. I don't care if they don't last as long because I'll just buy another battery versus buying an expensive charger. So that's what I'll be doing in the future. So yeah, keep that in mind. These are a great item to have. It beats using the radio because a radio charger is really just a pain. These work fantastic for inexpensive charger. It doesn't really overheat much. It gets warm, but not hot to the touch. So there we go. There's that. We'll slide this out of the way. Now we come to the other batteries that we use in most of our radios. So let's go ahead and show. I got this little case off Amazon. This is great. I think it was called Wizotech. I know it sounds funny, but I think it was like a $5 case. You could probably do better. But it holds a lot of AA's real nice. And I found out it holds AAA's and it holds my 9 volts. That is key because it's always, I'm always nervous with storing 9-volt batteries because of the terminals. If you touch them on metal, because it's easy to connect those two, you short them out and you can start a fire. So yeah, this is nice how it stores the 9-volt batteries perfectly. So if you're looking for a case to store AA's and 9 volts, look up Wizotech on Amazon. This is a great little case. Got a nice little latch here. I try to keep my alkalines separate from most of my rechargeables, but here I got it kind of mixed up. So opening it up here, we're going to pull a couple different batteries out to showcase the rechargeables. We all know about alkalines and they're fun. I keep alkalines because I keep getting these free with radios and different things. Different devices come with these batteries, so I'm just using them up for reviews. But I don't like using alkalines. I've had too many devices fail and be destroyed by these alkalines because they leak. So yeah, I avoid alkalines mainly in most of my devices just because of that. It might be because I'm lazy and I forget I put batteries in there, and then like a year later I look and it's all leaked in there and destroyed. So yeah, I only use them for reviews. I thought this was like the go-to battery, these lithium energizers, finding out that they're too hot. And that means the voltage in these things, when you measure them, they're not your typical 1.5 or 1.3, 1.2 on those rechargeables. They're 1.75. And you add that up, say you got 4 cells in the radio, that's overcharging. Now, a lot of radios have a circuit that can stop an over voltage situation, but some don't. Like the Skywave. The Skywave explicitly states not to use lithium batteries in their radio. So I am reluctant to use these now. We're just going to use these in flashlights that don't really care what voltage is happening. Usually they're good with these. So yeah, stay away from the lithiums. You don't really need these in a radio. So we'll go from there. Next, let's talk about high capacity batteries. So I'm going to pull out some examples of high capacity, and we're going to dig here because I got batteries everywhere. These are your AAA's, and I picked up a 4-pack off of Amazon. And I'll show the case of those too. So we're just going to slide this away and talk about these batteries here. Okay, so I got a few to talk about. And let me just grab, okay, so these are high capacities. I'm going to grab the low capacities too, just to have them all out here. All right, so let's just show the rechargeables I own. So I own about 4 different types, and by looks. And so we'll go ahead and go over each one. You'll recognize this one. This is the go-to rechargeable battery, probably of the world, the Eneloop. This is the white battery, made in Japan, Panasonic, a high-quality battery. Milliamp hour, it says 1900 minimum. They average 2000 milliamp hours, and the batteries can be recharged 2,000 times. That just seems incredible. Just imagine 2,000 times. You can do the math. If you recharge these twice a week, how many weeks would that be? A ton. So yeah, these will outlive you. Yes, I don't see myself doing 2,000 charges on these, but nice to know that they're built to last. Great battery. I picked these up with intention because they were cheap. I think they were on sale for like $10 for 4. I figured I'd give them a try and see how they worked to use in my rechargeable radios. I had to venture out for a different alternative. I picked up these Tenergy Centuras. You saw me showcase these in other radios. I use these in my Texan 310 because it's very finicky. It doesn't like the Eneloops, doesn't like the high capacity pros. It doesn't connect for some reason, but for these, they have a little different terminal on the top here and bottom, so they connect better. These have a made in China. These are low self-discharge, which is important. If you guys don't know what that means they have a shelf life. That means if you put them in the radio and you don't use your radio for 6 months, it'll be there for you when you turn it on. The ones that don't say low self-discharge, you guys are using radios, don't buy them unless you're using your radio all the time, like every day, heavy use. Then you can buy the ones that aren't low self-discharge because you're using them right away. But I like using this because I don't use my radios every day. I kind of cycle through them, and so I'll have them on standby quite a bit. So these are good to have low self-discharge. And also, if it doesn't say low self-discharge, the way to tell you have one is if it says pre-charged from the factory, like ready to use. Those are definitely low self-discharge. So just to let you kind of give you a heads up on that. So yeah, 2000 milliamp hour battery is what they're saying, similar to the Eneloops. So you can buy these for a 4-pack for $7.99. The 4-pack of the Eneloops are, these are running about, I think, $10.99, maybe $11.99. There's a premium on the Eneloops. And then there's the Amazon Basics. They have an Amazon Basics one that has a similar charge capacity as these two. And those run about $9.99 for a 4-pack. So you can pick up those. I think when I recently looked, they were, $8.99 for a 4-pack on the similar batteries. So for $1 more than these, you can get the Amazon Basics. Now, the reason why I'm going to showcase Amazon Basics is because I'm finding out the Amazon Basics are Eneloops in disguise. So I'll let you know on that. So here we go to the high capacity. So here I picked up Amazon Basics. This is their high capacity cell, minimum 2400 milliamp hours. And if you look, it says made in Japan. So we're seeing a trend here. Another thing I noticed since I bought these Eneloop Pros, I bought a 4-pack of Eneloop Pros with a charger, which I'm going to show you. And we're going to talk about the charger too. So you get the Panasonic BQCC17. It's a smart charger. Independently charges the battery, so you can have one battery and it'll charge one battery by itself. You can have a AAA battery with the AA battery next to it, and it'll charge those independently. So it's just a nice smart charger. It does a great job. I'm going to talk about that and how that works. So this guy here, the Eneloop Pro, is made in Japan, high capacity. This one says 2450 milliamp hours minimum. Average is 25. And these are a little bit more money. And they only say they only get like 500 charges, 550 charges. And again, that's a 5-year lifespan if you're charging it twice a week. So, but if you look, these batteries are identical. They got the same blackout treatment. They have a similar label wrap too. If you look, it's cut and curved the exact same way. They have the exact same kind of roughed terminal. And you can just tell that these batteries are identical. So, and they feel the same weight and everything else. So this battery right here, the Amazon Basics high capacity, are the Eneloop Pros in disguise. And I was able to pick up a 4-pack of these for a total of $9.69. Now they're about $10.99, but still a great value. If you guys are looking for rechargeable batteries, look no further. Buy the Amazon Basics high capacities, or the regular ones if you're looking for a basic Eneloop rechargeable. You don't need the high capacities. But for a dollar more, or whatever it is, just go ahead and, or yeah, $2 more right now, just go ahead and get the high capacities. So, and then they make the high capacity, I haven't opened these up yet, but they make the high capacity AAA batteries too. And these are the same as the Eneloop Pros. I think these are 900 milliamp hours. Okay, it says 800 minimum, 900 is average, and made in Japan again. So yeah, you're getting Eneloop batteries with an Amazon label for a great price. So keep that in mind. So yeah, the charger is a great little smart charger. Like I said, it charges them independently, which is nice. Has your little fold-out plug. And you can insert different battery styles, types, doesn't matter. So I can plug in this Amazon Basics. A little green light will come on. I can put my Pro over here. And that'll kick on. And then I can, like, say, I'll throw in my Tenergy. And then, you know, I'll throw in this Eneloop one in here. So it doesn't matter what capacity you're putting in here or what size battery. It's going to sense each one individually and charge them up to their peak voltages. I have found that the Eneloops charge at about, I don't know, it takes about 9 to 10 hours on a charge to charge them fully. So keep that in mind as you're charging them. The Tenergies do a pretty good job, though I do have one cell that took longer than others by a couple hours. I don't know if there's something wrong with the cell or not, but I checked the voltage and it seemed good when it was done. So this gets pretty hot when there's 4 cells going. So I tend to charge 2 or 3 at the most at a time. 4 pushes is to its limit. So keep that in mind. Also, if you use a smart charger, this one here, if you want to prolong its life, I'd probably do 2 batteries at a time or 3 batteries at the most. So well, there you go. So that was a basic little overview of batteries. Hope that helps you in your purchasing decisions, what to use in your radio. Like I said, I totally recommend the Amazon Basics. I recommend these gold battery packs. They do a great job. And pick yourself up one of these cheap Iboyan chargers. They do a fantastic job keeping your batteries charged and doing it quickly too. So there you are. Hope this helped, and good luck with your future purchases. And let me know if you have any questions about the different batteries I showcased. Kind of went quickly over them. And there we go. Well, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.